My name is Mike Eskey, and I'm an Associate Professor of Criminal Justice and the Program Coordinator of Criminal Justice for the Park University. I'm on a half-time release as an online instructor evaluator for Park Distance Learning, and in this capacity I perform formal observations on approximately 100 online adjunct faculty members annually. I work with a team of 5 online evaluators, a coordinator, and a head lead instructor who also perform about 100 online adjunct faculty member evaluations. As you can see from the title, I'll be discussing the development and implementation of an evaluation observation model and the adaptability. Just to look ahead, the key is consistency and cohesion of your team with the distance learning team, with the faculty, and with the administration. Our gang of 7 has a century of college teaching experience, about 75 years of distance learning experience, and to meet the needs of our military students, we have between our military spouses and military service members on the gang over a century of military service. As an introduction to my presentation, I'll provide you with an overview of Park University. I'll cover the Park Online Training Course, the Online Instructor Evaluation System, the Online Instructor Mentoring Program, and the most recent faculty evaluation model, the Faculty Online Observation, or FOO. I'll discuss the blend of the Park usage of these programs as a mentoring tool for new faculty, an evaluation tool for assessing online teaching, and as a management tool for future teaching scheduling of instructors. And finally, although this is pre-recorded, I'll welcome your questions on either the applicability of this approach and our models to your own online instructor environment, or any suggestions you have on improvement or additions based on your own experience. I'll provide my contact information and hope to hear from you. Park University was founded over 135 years ago in Parkville, Missouri. It was founded as an independent liberal arts 4-year institution. The main campus stands on the banks of the Missouri River in Parkville, Missouri, and Park has 43 nationwide campus centers in 21 states, with 7 online degree completion programs and 4 fully online graduate programs. During AY 2010-11, we had more than 50,000 online enrollments, including students in all military branches throughout the world. And just as a history of our distance learning, in 1972, we established the Military Campus Center System. In 1989, this became the School for Extended Learning. In 96, Park expanded its course offerings, adding distance learning, and became one of the first accredited universities to offer online learning. In 2001, Park College became Park University with the addition of our graduate programs. Park regularly utilizes approximately 225 online adjunct instructors teaching 350 plus sections of courses during an 8-week term. We regularly utilize approximately 400 different online adjunct instructors every year. You know, a challenge for any institution that offers programs at a distance is how to maintain academic quality and consistency in instruction. And Park has taken the initiative to develop a program that ensures that our instructors are recruited, trained, mentored, and evaluated, and has established criteria and standards in which we'll do each of these. The training, mentoring, and evaluation program was designed using current literature from adult education, best practices in distance education, effective training concepts, and peer review at the end of the pilot implementations. I know you might have trouble recognizing the men on the right and the left. I would like to recognize the man in the center. I'd like to give credit where credit is due. Dr. Tom Peterman was very influential in the growth and progress of online learning at Park University. In the mid-1990s, he brought together some of our pioneers that are still with us today, developing courses, training new instructors, recruiting instructors, mentoring instructors, teaching students, and working to continue the growth. Semi-retirement as a special assistant to the president now, but his legacy lives on. He was instrumental in the birth of online learning at Park University to today's nearly 50,000 annual enrollments. Every institution potentially has a Tom Peterman. Identifying this person and establishing a team around him or her is the key for growing an online program. The key is to identify this person, get behind them, and watch your program grow. It was very important to us as we moved from a small teaching platform, homegrown V-College, to collaboration and usage of e-college, which is used by hundreds of institutions. As Park experienced a 1,000% increase in enrollments many times over and needed to ensure that we were developing a consistent product, recruiting good faculty, and developing a solid evaluation process for retaining and retraining our faculty. After new faculty are recruited, they're required to complete the Park Online Instructor Qualification Seminar, PDL 750. This course is 6 weeks in length and covers the basics of working in the e-college environment. Park courses are developed by faculty members with the guidance and assistance of a course developer, instructional designer. Thus, PDL 750 does not include course development. There is, however, an emphasis placed on the standards of Park University courses, the importance of course objectives, core learning outcomes, of communications, of grading, and grade books, and building community and the like. The key focus of PDL 750 is on theory and pedagogy, technology that Park uses, policy and procedures. A key to the PDL 750 instructor training is consistency. We have the same instructors for courses for 10 years or more. And of course, since that time, the support has increased. We've adopted and continue to utilize the e-college platform. We've continuously improved the recruiting process, added an instructional design team, and professional development of instructors is ongoing. Just as a factual aside, instructors are not compensated for attendance at PDL 750, nor are they charged a fee to attend PDL 750. Following completion of PDL 750, to all extent possible, the new adjunct instructor is assigned an online course immediately to avoid any deterioration of the newly acquired skills. Additionally, the new adjunct instructor is provided full access to PDL 751. PDL 751, the Online Instructor Resource Forum, it's an instructor-moderated forum which provides a venue for our online instructors to meet, to share ideas and approaches in solving problems. It's a place where they can find information and resources pertaining to their role as an online educator for Park and to their discipline. It also serves in part as a social networking site. This course shell forum contains much of the information found in online training courses, along with additional information about various PDL programs and processes. as well as an ongoing faculty forum. Numerous PDL personnel moderate this discussion area so they can focus on many different areas and many different types of questions. I won't go down the nearly non-readable sections going down the left-hand side, but we'll be clear. PDL 751 provides a new and veteran PARC online instructor with information sources, and contacts for answers to all questions in all areas of PARC distance learning courses and resources, such as PDL Online, e-college, mentoring, evaluations, just to name a few. The open forum of PDL 751 is like the friendly bar of cheers, allowing faculty, new and old, to communicate, to ask for assistance and provide assistance, and often find somebody they know that's been known to be able to answer these questions. PDL 751 is the Swiss Army knife for our online faculty. They can use the website for any and all information related to online learning at PARC University and online learning in general, for information on organization, for software guides, for e-college information, best practices, mentoring, evaluation, to include discussion forums, the online faculty forum, peer discussions, course development, and helpful websites offered to our online adjunct faculty to help in all aspects of online teaching for PARC University. In 2004, PARC University began the formal process of developing a model to evaluate the growing number of online adjunct instructors. Online pedagogy versus class pedagogy has differences. Thus, the evaluation process is different. This focuses on the best practices identified in online learning and assures that a course is truly online, live, versus simply an independent study. Due to a number of factors related to the rapid growth of distance learning overall and specifically at PARC University, the online instructor evaluation system was needed due to the uniqueness of the online mode of teaching, the accelerated program with short terms versus the 16-week semesters, the need to ensure quality, individual and collective pride, reputation, market share, and accountability, and the need for coaching and feedback. The implementation and usage of the OIS allowed evaluators to assure course consistency across sections of the same topic area, to evaluate course standards related to accreditation and quality programs, and to assure instructor presence and the use of best practices. It was important to develop a model that evaluated instructor performance and followed best practices to ensure that PARC online faculty were in compliance with PARC policies and facilitating courses in a consistent manner, and provided PARC with consistent standards and expectations for online instructors. The OIS addressed the facilitation aspects of teaching online, and this allowed department chairs and program coordinators to focus their efforts on the content-related aspects of online teaching. And it was imperative that the entire process was in accordance with the continuous accreditation process of the North Central Association accreditation body under the Higher Learning Commission. Let me walk you through the OIS process. The OIS process described here was the result of reviewing a range of best practices for teaching online, such as identifying the 7 principles of Chickering as a basis for the evaluation system development, and providing a thorough review of the literature, and combined with an analysis of key components of the course platform and the course outlay. From all of this, an evaluation process was established. Faculty members were selected for review, mainly if they had completed CDL 750 and were teaching online in their first online course. Now that we have a formal mentoring program that I'll address later, we no longer need to evaluate instructors during their first term. A second rationale was that this be part of their annual review process, or through and a third would be through a special request from either the department or PDL. As depicted in the chart, step one, the coordinator of the PDL evaluators sends a notification to the instructor, to the instructor's chair and dean, that the instructor will be assigned an evaluator for a specific course that they'll be teaching. Step two, the online instructor evaluator sends the instructor a letter of introduction 3 weeks before the term begins. Step three, the evaluators administer the preterm and the formative reviews throughout the course. Step four, feedback between the evaluator and the adjunct faculty members is ongoing throughout the process. And this included 4 formative reviews based on specific areas of the online course and facilitation. And finally, a summative review or evaluation is submitted to complete the OIS review process. And it's based on an accumulation of the formative reviews. Step 6, note throughout the process, there are self-reviews by the adjunct faculty member. And at the end of the term, the step 7, the review or the results of the OIS, student evaluations, and the course syllabus are all entered into the PDL database for future review as applicable. In a very short presentation, the detail of the OIS cannot be clearly defined or explained in any great detail. Let me provide a different view of this explanation. I'd like to ask you to take a couple minutes to view this slide. It's not meant to assess the OIS. It's meant simply to distinguish the functions of the various reports of the OIS, the preterm, the formative reviews, and the summative evaluation. They were intended to focus on various portions of the online course. Each had a specific portion of the course, as you can see, that were addressed and were transparent to the online instructor. The pre through formative and final review are listed across the top of the course areas covered directly, and the course areas are covered directly below them in the chart. Note the combination of the course portions are all addressed in the summative or final review. It was a responsibility of the instructor to address the issues, good and bad, and make modifications as needed during the course after reviewing the formative reviews and prior to the summative evaluation that was submitted at the end of the course. Note once more, this was extremely inclusive and time-consuming. The current FOO that I will address condenses these requirements into fewer requirements and covers only a 2-week portion of the online course, not the entire 8 weeks. You know, after 3 years of using the OIS starting in 2004 through 2007, we wore ourselves down. We realized that we were providing a very complete evaluation, but we were nearly killing ourselves and not evaluating every adjunct online instructor. There were too many of them and not enough of us. And we were nearly suffocating those that we evaluated. Additionally, we were attempting to be mentors and evaluators to the same faculty member at the same time. and this, at times, was diametrically opposed. As a result, we have established and now utilize a mentoring team for new instructors, and we have established and now utilize the faculty online observation for all online adjunct instructors facilitation, and added formal mentoring by mentors and got the program coordinators to be more involved in the formal evaluation of online adjunct courses from the course content standpoint. Both the OIES and current FOO focus on 4 major divisions of course facilitation. 1, course organization and facilitation. 2, building community in the classroom. 3, discussion, facilitation, and instruction. And 4, assessment and grading. This remains the focus, but we have streamlined the process, dividing the mentoring and evaluation functions, kept the focus on the 4 major categories, and created an evaluation model that allows us to provide an annual evaluation of every online adjunct faculty member. We have not completely done away with the OIES, but we have streamlined the process and separated the functions of observation, evaluation, and mentoring. As I noted earlier, it was absolutely essential to separate and divide the evaluation function of online adjunct faculty from where we were with the OIES and mentoring and evaluation. We were simply wearing ourselves down. We were attempting to do 3 major functions with the OIES: mentoring, evaluation of facilitation, and evaluation of course content, and not truly accomplishing the job for any of the 3. We were not able to provide every instructor an annual review. We simply had too many adjunct faculty members. We were attempting to evaluate faculty members at the same time we were attempting to mentor them. Certainly this worked when we were providing helpful encouragement and guidance and grading highly, but conflicts arose with difficult and non-performing instructors that wanted both support and guidance and expected a glowing evaluation for sometimes subpar performance. It was clear that the function of the mentoring and evaluation needed to be separated. A mentoring team was formed, and the evaluation or the evaluators for the OIES developed the faculty online observation, or FOO, that allowed them to formally observe every online faculty member on an annual basis. The FOO concentrated on the facilitation aspects of the course to assure course consistency across sections of the same topic areas, to include accreditation and quality of programs, and to assure instructor presence and the use of best practices. And it was important to note that the observer was not a friend or a mentor and needed to maintain a professional distance, remaining unbiased and applying standards equally to all. Just as an aside, the OIES initiated somewhat of a tension between content experts of the department and online teaching experts of the evaluation team. Often, full-time faculty teaching at main campus, mainly in the classroom, are not up to date on research concerning online teaching, and vice versa. Even though our evaluators are all terminally degreed in their academic discipline, they were not academic subject experts in all disciplines that they evaluated. As such, more responsibility and weight has been placed on departmental program coordinators in the process. This has resulted in much more working together, concentrating on appropriate functions, and not competing for control, all to the benefit, satisfaction, and retention of our online adjunct faculty members. Beginning in fall 2007, PARC began an online adjunct faculty mentoring program. Upon completion of the PARC Online Instructor Qualification Seminar, PDL 750, all new online instructors are now assigned to the PARC Distance Learning's new Online Instructor Mentoring Program for one-on-one mentoring through their first term teaching for PARC PDL Online program. There is one full-time mentor coordinator and a number of experienced online adjunct faculty mentors that generally have up to 5 mentees per term. It's our goal to provide one-on-one guidance to all instructors as they begin to teach online at PARC University, and to offer continued specialized support from peer mentors throughout their career. Let me just guide you through this process. Step 1, the coordinator of evaluators sends a letter of notification to the new instructor that they'll be assigned a mentor for the course that they will be teaching, and a notification is sent to the department chair and the college dean. In step 2, the assigned mentor sends the instructor a letter of introduction 3 weeks before the course begins so they both can begin to check over the course. In steps 3 and 4, prior to the beginning of the term and throughout the duration of the term, the mentor and the mentee engage in frequent dialogue about online facilitation of their new course, and this process is guided by weekly checklists. Step 5, the mentor provides a post-term summary review with recommendations, and it doesn't end there. The mentee is then provided ongoing assistance available through PDL 751 that I mentioned earlier, and like types of guidance. As I mentioned in the previous slide, we strive to provide a one-on-one guidance to all instructors as they begin to teach online at PARC University, and to offer continued specialized support from peer mentors throughout their career. PARC Distance Learning is committed to high academic standards, to academic integrity, to course content consistency, and university-approved assessment procedures that effectively measure student learning. The mentoring program is designed to guide and to assist the online adjunct instructor, and to ensure the finest quality educational experience for our online students, and to provide pragmatic support for our online instructors. In addition to checking in with new instructors on a weekly basis, the designated mentor will have access to the new instructor's online course to assist more directly with any questions the instructor might have, and basically to check up on them to be able to offer constructive assistance. The mentor conducts one formal review of the new instructor's progress and uses the weekly checklist as a guide. The focus of the post-term review is on the instructor facilitation of student learning and adherence to PDL online policies and procedures. A further purpose is to review and identify facilitation strengths in any areas which the new instructor might need additional assistance. At the completion of the first term of teaching, the online adjunct instructor receives a post-term review to review clarification of course organization, the fostering of class community, discussion facilitation, any issues of assessment, instructor grading, and feedback. The course climate and professional engagement and responsibility are also checked. New instructors are provided with a copy of the instructor term checklist, also available in PDL 751, and instructor support and resources list. They are encouraged to take full advantage of all materials in PDL 751 and to stay in touch with their mentors. It's important to note that our part-time mentors are paid nominally, but their service is invaluable. As noted on this slide, 5 mentors, part-time mentors, worked with 58 new instructors in AY 2010 and 2011 for under $20,000 in compensation. For that $20,000, they are instrumental in keeping and maintaining adjunct faculty for a long period of time and truly teaching a person to fish and feeding them for life. So what is a mentor for us? For Park University, the online mentors are a proven commodity. We have 6 part-time and mentors and 1 full-time staff coordinator for the incoming new adjunct faculty members. They're all experienced instructors with a solid understanding of the program. Each has a terminal degree or nearly completed one, and a minimum of 10 years of online teaching experience with Park University or other institutions. They understand dynamics of online classroom. They have external online training. They have online teaching experience. They have done extensive discussions within the Park community of online teaching. Our mentors are truly teachers. They are not simply checking the boxes or going down a checklist with mentees. They establish a working relationship that lasts throughout the mentee's career at Park University. I can personally relate back to my initial training at Park University in 2001. The same trainers are still teaching PDL 750, and coincidentally, my mentor now works for me as a criminal justice adjunct faculty member. I feel that I've evolved from grasshopper to the kung fu of sorts. Additionally, our mentors are empathetic to challenges for new online instructors. Our mentors have all been there, done that, got the t-shirt. They know what the new online faculty members are going through and are available for their questions and willing to help out. They have even established a long list of frequently asked questions in anticipation of questions that they've received over the years, and they continue to add to these questions. Same questions, different instructors, and this builds on consistency. For example, we have a large number of online military students with unique demands. Our mentors have experienced many of these demands both in their own military experience or as online instructors. Student plagiarism issues versus students simply not knowing how to write and cite properly. Students' use of sources as Wikipedia, About Com, and the like. Flexibility with students is an issue. New instructors want to be correct with policies, but be able to be flexible. And these are just some of the examples. The function of the Park mentor is to develop a relationship with their mentee, with 2 to 5 assigned to a mentor each term. They individually review and troubleshoot classroom issues, set up links, lectures, and ensure that their classroom is set up and working correctly for the students. During this mentorship, the mentor maintains weekly contact with the mentee and provides a weekly checklist, mainly self-checks, for the mentee to follow. They are truly first-level go-to people. Concerning credentials, as I mentioned, our part-time members who have full-time careers in education elsewhere have solid online experience as teachers. They have been students in an online class, and they have a solid understanding of the school policy and procedures. Our mentors provide guidance. The new instructor has someone they can turn to when unique or other questions occur, and this has been beneficial to us greatly and saved a number of instructors from leaving Park University or being unsuccessful. It also keeps such questions at a lower level than having to go up through the administration. Our mentors have experience in the course procedure. They can anticipate processes, and they have proven that they can be proactive. And this is an area that has received numerous favorable comments from mentees. As I mentioned, a weekly checklist is provided to the first-time online instructors. There are different requirements associated with each week in the online course, unique requirements, of course, announcements, course introductions, responding in the instructor office, interacting in the course discussion boards, encouraging student critical thinking, timely grading, helpful grading comments, and the like. Concerning observation, the mentor process provides a second pair of eyes on the class to make sure the PARC process and policies are observed. Feedback is very important. New instructors need feedback to support what they're doing, to ensure they're doing it correctly, to help with things that may be off track. And evaluation has an important function. Just as students within the course need assessment of learning, mentees also benefit from it. For those who may need more assistance, future mentoring may be recommended. It is a process for us to advertise, to recruit, to hire, and train online faculty members. Once we've done so, we make every effort to help keep them on track and assist with any area where they can seek or need improvement in order to keep the instructors. Faculty members are selected for review according to the following for the faculty online observation. As part of their annual review, or they may be requested for a special FOO by the FOO administrator or department chair or discipline. All online adjunct instructors have completed PDL 750 and have taught online for PARC University for a minimum of 1 year prior to being scheduled for a FOO. Let me go through the steps of the faculty online observation. Like the OIS and mentoring program, the coordinator of PDL observation sends the instructor a letter of notification that they will be assigned an evaluator or observer for the course that they'll be teaching. And the notification is also sent to the instructor's department chair and college dean. In step 2, the evaluator sends the instructor a letter of introduction 3 weeks before the term begins and provides them with notification of the specific course and the specific weeks that their course will be observed. In step 3, the observer begins to scrutinize the course setup overall and more specifically the weeks of the course under the formal observation. The current FOO addresses 4 major areas utilizing 16 different classifications and criteria, and most specifically scrutinizes 4 critical items: the instructor office, discussion board participation, enhancement of the discussion board to encourage critical thinking by students, and grading, both timely grading and grading that provides students with clear explanation of the grade received in accordance with the grading rubric. In step 4, contact with the observer during the process. Unlike the OIS, contact and questions between the observer and the observed faculty member is not encouraged outside of the specific FOO discussion. Instead, they are encouraged to contact their mentor, the academic department, or PARC distance learning if there is, so that there is more separation of the observer as an evaluator and not as a mentor. Step 5, finally, a complete FOO is submitted to complete the FOO observation process based on accumulation of the key areas of the FOO. And in step 6, the FOO is signed by the instructor and sent to the program coordinator to review the observations and the course content for facilitation. And finally, the results of the FOO, the student evaluations of the course, and course syllabus are entered into the PDL database for future review as applicable. The faculty online observation serves a number of purposes. First and foremost, it ensures the finest quality of education experience for our online students. Next, it provides pragmatic instructional support for our online instructors and gauges the needs and strengths of our online instruction delivery method, focusing on facilitation. We not only assume but ensure that all online adjunct faculty members have completed training in the PARC online facilitation. In addition, they have access to PARC Online Resources page, PDL 751. Those hired after September 2007 have been assigned and worked with and continue to work with a faculty mentor to guide them through their first online course following training, as well as continued support as long as they teach at PARC University. The FOO allows for an online observation of course facilitation by trained course observers and course content evaluation by program coordinators. And the FOO was developed from and evolved from the OIS, so the four major portions remain of course organization, facilitation, building community in the online classroom, discussion facilitation, and instruction and assessment, grading, and feedback. It should be noted that it was very important to ensure that the observations performed on online adjunct faculty were consistent. No matter which observer observed which faculty member, we needed to ensure this consistency. So the observers utilized an inter-rater reliability test period of 6 terms in which the online observer observed 5 additional online faculty members each term. These were the same observations by each of the 6 observers to check that the faculty observations were the same, no matter which observer. The findings were statistically significant, revealing no matter which observer were assigned, the observation rating would be consistent. That is, the same. The observers, also known as the Gang of 7, have utilized a weekly conference call to discuss any and all issues related to adjunct observations and all other related issues since January of 2006. 4 of the 7 have been members of the gang since that time, and just as an aside, all members of the gang have been teaching for PARC University since 2004, some even longer and some even longer at other institutions. We've come a long way to meet the demands required to offer an outstanding online program with over 50,000 annual enrollments. We're like many of you at your institutions, a Pillsbury doughboy. You grow, you need faculty, you need courses, you need quality, you need academic advisors, counselors, academic support, course support, proctors, faculty support, faculty training, professional development, and so on, and so on. And you have to balance these. You're poked in one direction and it comes out the other. You can't have too many new faculty waiting to be trained. You can't have too many new faculty waiting to teach. You can't have faculty waiting to develop needed courses. And given all of this, you have to have quality courses and quality programs and consistent programs. We are ensuring this with such things as our trimodal study, our 16-week in-class, our 8-week in-class, our 8-week online, that all have the same syllabus, all have the same core learning outcomes and core assessments. By teaching courses in the class, hybrid and online in the same manner, we remain consistent. And PARC Distance Learning does this and strives for success. And let's not forget the need for excellent efficient academic and student support. We changed the way we recruited faculty. No longer in-class holdovers from Parkville in the extended learning sites, but now we have a nationwide effort to recruit. We changed the way we train faculty, online faculty. We changed the way we develop our courses. We changed the way we evaluated and observe faculty and the way we observe or evaluate our courses. And we changed the way we mentor our new faculty, and we changed the way we work with our stakeholders. From this all-inclusive slide, I've depicted the entire process that now represents the PARC Online program. I would like to have you take a few minutes to digest the contents. What we do at PARC is truly a process that is successful because of many dedicated people. Student success is our objective. Our adjunct faculty are our biggest commodity for achieving this success. The process depicted represents the adjunct faculty progress from recruitment to becoming a part of the team with the addition of future teaching assignments. I have covered the various steps depicted with the exception of a proposed PDL 752 that's currently under development to offer further professional development and enhanced training for instructors that did not fare too well on their annual FOO, and there will be more to follow on this. I do want to point out and add emphasis to the online instructor resources depicted on the right hand. These individuals and offices are truly the backbone of PARC Distance Learning Program and the reason for our success. I want to thank you for your time and certainly look forward to any questions or comments that you may have about my presentation. Feel free to email me at your convenience. And thanks to Marty Atkinson, the conference coordinator, San Diego. Special thanks to Tiffany Hickey for her assistance in coordinating this presentation, and another thanks to ET for her assistance, and Bill as the conference captioner. My contact information is below, and I feel free to contact me. I hope to see you.